Well, welcome to the June 12th, Thursday edition of Speaker Co-working. I am Ron Story Jr., the head of Speaker Hub, and Angela is here. She's the head of customer success. Yeah, we're here to help you guys to get booked on more speaking gigs, to help you to get more attention on your brand. But the ultimate goal is to help you to make more money. We don't believe in broke speakers. It's not a good way to make a living, not a happy life for anybody not to have any cash. So we got to help you to make more money using your voice, whether that's through getting on more podcasts or just making more offers overall, not just to offering to speak, but asking people to buy, offering a service or a product for people to buy. So any wins as we start off outside of Jasmine making it back safely to Toronto? Salvatore, what you got?
It's been 3 months now. I've recorded 26 podcasts so far. I have 22 podcasts lined up to do in the next 2 months. It is on fire. I will say two things. Number one, you're right. It's that second or third reach out that actually connects. It's interesting. The ones that connect on the first pitch are often really good to work with, but the second and third one is really where all of the bookings are coming from. So thank you for that. Secondly, a couple weeks ago, you and I worked together and you took my appearance through ChatGPT. It has been game changing. Thank you for helping me learn how to actually pitch myself throughout the podcast, and ChatGPT, and with your help, I feel like I'm having much better appearances. Question I have for you today is like on lead magnets. Like what makes a powerful one? What causes people to lean in? Like how do I know if mine is good enough? I have a feeling you're going to make me show mine. I'm already nervous about it, but I'm here for it.
All right, so let's do it. So we'll do that. We'll cover that. Let me see if there are any other wins, and if not, we'll get into that. But number one, high five on 49 book podcast. You got to get 50. 50 would be good. And if you count the speaking gig with us, that's 50, right? If you include the Pro Speaker Summit, that'll put you at 50. And your episode is next week. So your speech, your session is next week, which is pretty cool. Yeah, we'll go over that. That's a huge topic. Any other wins before we get into it? Valencia, unmuted. Go ahead.
So I will say that the speaking gig that I did in Kenya has turned into like a consulting gig for me, which I'm excited about. But the one of the companies that I'm talking to, they want to give me an equity position in the company. Not sure about that. But however, I'm counting it as a win because I'm excited. I'm really excited about it. So I don't know.
No, that's incredible. That's a big freaking deal, you know? Wait, Salvatore, do you ride skateboards?
Did you see that post? Yes, I have ridden skateboards. Why?
I'm like, is this Salvatore at the gas station on a skateboard?
It might have been me, possibly.
All right. Just checking in. But Valencia, high five. Consulting is always good because that means you get paid. On the equity side, I think that that's interesting. But unless you're sure that the company is going to go public someday, equity can easily turn into work for free, right? Because people who have equity in the company only get paid through the distributions of the company. But if they eat up all the profits every year, you never get paid. So unless you know that the company is going to go public sometime in the future or has the opportunity to go public, I would take cash up front in smaller companies versus equity.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Just my own opinion, right?
Yeah. And I said equity, but it's really a percentage of the profit.
Yeah, but I can eat up the profits of the company. You want percentage of revenue.
Okay.
Right. So if a company is on pace to do $100,000 in profit at the end of the year, and I'm like, yeah, we should just go ahead and buy go ahead and buy our new computer systems and do all of that, then profit, then now there's no profit to distribute. So
Okay.
you just seek a tax advisor, but I'm just telling you some of the games that are played. I want my money first. I don't want it at the end. I don't want, you're not going to pay me with what's left over.
Right.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
I want the bread when it come in. I want a royalty more than a split of profits.
Right. Okay. That
Does that make
sounds good.
sense?
Yeah. And they actually
So
said revenue. So I told them to send me
okay.
something and let
Yeah,
me
yeah.
look through it. So,
Yeah, I would find someone that can advise you on it because I'll give you a quick example, right? And this is a old math equation, right? Let's say that a company has a 20% profit margin, right? They have a 20% profit margin overall in the business. So they end up with $100,000 profit. Does that make sense? So let's just say it's just for easy numbers, 20% profit margin. And they agree to pay you 3% revenue or 5% revenue. Does that make sense?
mhm,
If they got a 20% profit margin and you're getting 5% of the overall revenue, you end up with like 25% of the entire business.
mhm.
Does that make sense? So it sounds
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm only getting 5% of revenue. But in reality, you're getting 5% of what would have been at the bottom. So you end up with 20 to 25% of the revenue without them really calculating it properly. So get an advisor that can advise you on that because you can end up with more than what they were wanting to give you because they don't know how to do math.
Mhm.
I promise you, they will screw it up. I've seen
Okay.
it happen so many times. So royalties are better than profits. Royalties get
Okay.
paid first. That's just in my opinion. I'm not an advisor. I'm not a lawyer. I'm just a dude who's done some of these deals before. Give me mine first. Um,
Thank you.
all right. But yo, high five. Any other wins? Any other wins? Greg, good to see you. Jadika, Nicole, good to see you all pop in. Um, all right. So one of Salvatore's questions was, how do you come up with the lead magnet? So about 2 months ago, we went over what I think is the best strategy for creating lead magnets for podcasts. The reason being is that when you go into a podcast, you have some idea of what you're going to talk about, but not which points the host is going to drive in on. So you may have gone down this one path and thought you were going to end up doing this thing with the lead magnets you may already have, but the host may drive down a different path that better suits their audience, right? So, Salvatore, let's do this. Can you share your screen and just the browser? Actually, you know what? Let's do an introduction because we forgot Joe is new. Joe, you want to introduce yourself and tell us what you do and what you speak about while Salvatore is getting his browser up? Yeah, you're muted, Joe. Or it may not be muted, but we can't. Sounds like your mic got disconnected. You're not muted, but the mic isn't working. All right, we just heard you there.
Can you guys hear me?
Yep, we can hear you now. Go ahead.
Hey, what's
Joe
going on,
Rivera.
guys? How are you? Hey, Joe Rivera from New York. I'm a resilience coach and keynote speaker. I speak to high performers and leaders who plateaued, like they've been buried under the weight of their own achievements, but still haunted by that feeling that they want more. I don't just motivate them, I show them how to reclaim their power, break through the noise and that self sabotage to turn their setbacks into legacies that stand the test of time.
Cool. No, we appreciate it. I think we spoke maybe what, 2 months ago? I think, did I meet you in January or February?
Yeah, we spoke a couple of months ago. I just signed up recently, and I'm getting things rolling. I wanted to have a couple of questions about like the profile and all that, but we could do that later. I'm
Yep.
curious to see what we got going on.
Yep, no problem. So no, good to see you, man. Glad you rejoined us. I always tell people, I always say, hey, look, we'll be here when you're ready. We gonna be here when you're ready. You may not be ready that day, but we're gonna be here when you're ready. Because you go out and you try everything else, and you say, you know what? At least that guy Ron hopped on a call with me. Everybody else
Yeah.
made me talk to a landing page, right? So, Salvatore, you ready? You want to bring up your browser with just a regular Chrome browser. So, what we're going to talk about right now is how do you create a lead magnet um, for the podcast appearances that you're going on. Now, the great thing about podcast is that in our 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 quarters framework, the podcast is something that you appear on within 2 weeks. So that means you record it today on Thursday. It's not usually coming out tomorrow unless it's a live thing like what we're doing now. Usually you got like a week to figure it out. Does that make sense? So what's the first thing Salvatore should do? He should share a screen with me and go ahead and open up in your right now. Can you share the window, not just the browser tab? Seems like you're sharing a tab right now with your website. If you can share that entire Chrome window, that would be great. So when you hit share the window instead of the tab. Got it? Okay, I'll do it. Let me do it here. I got you. So here's Salvatore skateboarding 3 days ago. Right? That's him skateboarding. But let's go to 2 months ago when he was on this podcast here. So what I can do is I can go in and I can click on this podcast and I can take the YouTube there. You see that? Oh, I got a dope idea. I wish Maria was on here. Edge, remind me to tell you a product idea that we can create. And it'll be ready in a couple weeks. I promise you. It works with what we already got. So I'm gonna come and take that and I'm gonna put that in the chat GPT. Right? And then I'm going to come over to Kome. And Kome does like transcriptions, right? So let's do YouTube transcript generator. So there's the conversation with, right? So analyze this podcast interview and create a lead magnet that can be used by Salvatore to give to the listeners, right? So I'm just going to do that, right? So then now what it's going to do is there it is. So there it is, right there. Make sense? Now, do you have to make all 5 of these?
No.
No. Right? But watch this. I can do this one and I can say, now that I got the suggestions, right? Now it's going to open up what we call Canvas and let me edit it. So a lot of times the things you get on ChatGPT, you can't edit. But if you say create this in Canvas, it gives you their version of Microsoft Word that you can go in and actually edit it to more personalize it. Does that make sense? So there's your editable thing over in the right corner. You can hit download or copy. And then now you have that, put it in the Word, Microsoft Word or Google Docs, and then you got your communication framework for them to download, right? And then when you want the second one, you go and you say in a new canvas, give me this one, right? So now I'm going to come over here and I'm going to say, let me close this one in a fresh. Wait, I want to make sure you don't delete that. I like that. Keep it in a fresh canvas. Create this. Right? So now I'm going to get a second opportunity, right? So now I got my second one. And if you look over, once it creates this, if you look over in the corner, I'll have this stack and it'll say how many canvases and documents I've created. Right? So there's and you can put your own website there. Is this you then me playbook?
Yeah, it's the old one. I have a
Okay.
new one, but yeah.
Yeah, but you see what I mean? So now they go in there, but now I got 2 docs over here. My 2 canvases, they used to, oh, here it is here, right? So now when you open up Canvas, you can see the ones that you already have, but there's one and there's the other.
Question.
Yep.
Are you creating a separate lead magnet for every podcast?
I would,
Oof.
right? And the reason being is this, because it only takes 5 seconds like we just did, but it gives them what you talked about. Let me give you a great example. I come on here and I talk about how to get speaking gigs. Here's how you get booked for speaking gigs. And then I give you a podcast lead magnet. You're like, dude, you're an idiot. Like we talked the whole time about speaking gigs and you gave me something about podcasts. Hey, here's how you lose 15 pounds, but get my desserts cookbook. Wait, you just told me I need to not eat more dessert, but you're giving me a cookbook for cheesecake as my download. So you want to make sure that your lead magnets are relevant to the audience. That's the
Yeah.
game changer,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, I've got a lot of podcast dropping notes. Like I'd have
Yeah.
to
But here's the great thing.
URL for each one.
Let me tell you, here's the cool thing. Once you got them, and you don't worry about the ones in the back. Once you got a library of lead magnets, now you just go and pick the one out.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean? Because it doesn't say this is for this podcast.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Right. So once you have the lead, now you got a library of things you can send people to, or you can just do what we do. You know how we cheat this? Let me show you the cheat code. I just did this 2 days ago. I said, hey, if you need any of our stuff, they're all of our frameworks are available on our resources page. So these are all my lead magnets. I just put them on one page so then I ain't got to keep making them. Every time I make one, I just put another one out so they can go get all of my lead magnets.
Chef's kiss, man. I love it. I guess what I'd have to do then is when the podcast actually airs, go in and change the lead magnet to align with that podcast for those.
No, it's before it asks because the host is going to ask, hey, do you have that download or do you have a link?
Yeah.
Right. And that link should be your speaker QR. And this is the resource that comes on the back side of the speaker QR because you want to be able to track which ones you're getting leads from. So if I go here into YouTube and you'll see not YouTube, LinkedIn, I go on to LinkedIn and I still get leads every day from people that say they saw me on YouTube. I just got this literally yesterday. Lanisha, Bianca, they all saw me on YouTube. This is 2 days ago. This is from I don't even know which one she saw me on. She just said, I saw you on YouTube. Right. And then Lanisha said, hey, I saw a helpful video on YouTube. They didn't even tell me where they came from, but I did my follow up and we ended up having a conversation. So it's this idea that what you got to do is give a strong call to action if you want to make money. If you don't want to make money, don't take it serious. If you want to be generic, don't take it serious. But if you want to convert this into clients, is the client worth a unique lead magnet? Right? I've already invested an hour to go on the daggone show. I may as well invest 10 more minutes to optimize my ability to get leads. Does that make sense?
Yes, I get this. I guess where I'm confused is I'm on multiple podcasts at the same time. So I think I'm going to need a different QR code for every one of them using Speaker
I mean,
Hub.
you could, or you could just say, hey, go to my frameworks page, right? You can put just like we do. So for me, I just tell them to go to the frameworks or contact me on LinkedIn because all of my lead magnets are on what? Our resources on our frameworks page. So they can come in, they get more than what they bargained for. Imagine if I went on a podcast and I talked about how to get paid. And then they come over and they say, holy crap, not only did he show me how to get paid, I learned so much other stuff.
But I can go to that site and get all that for free. Where am I actually putting in my information? Oh, you put it like
put it in the QR.
Once you put that, then you get to this resource page where you
Exactly.
can download whatever. Thank you, Ron. Mission accomplished.
That's the whole purpose of Speaker QR is to capture the lead.
What I love about this is you nailed it within the first 20 minutes. I appreciate it because I'm actually recording a podcast in 7 minutes. So I
There you
gotta
go. So hop off and go get that done.
thank you so much. I appreciate you. Blessings to you all. Take care.
Yep. See you later. Bye-bye. Any other questions? Does this make sense? Go ahead.
Yeah, I have a question.
Yep.
I'm sorry. Just to clarify. So all of us have a resource page. Like when we create, I know we can create speaker QR codes, individual podcasts, right? Because we can create as many as we want. But are you saying that we all have a resource page that goes to?
No, this is just what we've created, but you can create your own, right? You can give them a folder on Google Drive, right? Do
Okay.
you see what I mean? There are things you use every day that you just don't think about using in your speaking business. Do you have Google Drive or Dropbox?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
You can put
So
stuff in
we
a
can-
folder and give them that folder.
Oh, give them a folder. Okay.
What's the difference between a folder and a resource page?
Okay, got it. Okay.
I'm serious. Like, I mean, like
Just trying to
we,
put it together
no,
because
I got you,
you
but I'm trying to
asked. I
simplify it
like
for
the way you
everybody
think.
because everybody is overcomplicated it, right? When you go to download something from Google Drive, what is it? How does it show? Just like this. If I open up a Google Doc and I did preview, it's gonna look just like this, right? When
Yeah.
you open up a Dropbox file, you hit preview, it's gonna show on this page just like this, and you can slide through your files. This is just a folder.
Oh.
This is
Okay.
just a folder that Maria put out here butt naked. That's all it is. I'm just being real. It's just a butt naked folder. You see what I mean? Like we got to use the things that are in hand. We keep trying to, I need this new thing. No, you don't. You already got it. You're just not using it. Well, I saw such and such. His was, who cares? He's an idiot. Do it this way. Right?
Question. Can we get a resource page?
Yeah, use the one you already got. Call Dropbox or Drive. You don't need a
Okay,
new
I'm
one.
just saying if
You,
they
you
was
see
like
what I mean? You're adding
something.
more stuff. We don't need more stuff.
Okay.
We're gonna go build a resource page when you're not even using the resource page you already got. It just don't make sense, guys. We got to stop. And I'm not picking on Valencia. I'm just saying overall, we always think that we don't have enough. Let me show you a guy. I'm gonna show you a guy who built a huge speaking business. There was no internet, and 90,000 people showed up. But yet we need a resource page, Dropbox, QR code, backflip code, iPhone 19. Come on, man. He got 90,000 people to show up at the Georgia Dome before the internet existed. This was recorded on a VHS. That camera that this recorded on weighed 35 pounds. Yeah, we won't pull out our iPhone cameras in 4K and record. He got 2 million views on this. You got to adjust the tracking on YouTube to get the waves out the video. I'm just saying, we already got enough. There were people who were doing greater things with less. Moses, he chiseled it in stone, but he needed to get his message out. I'm just, come on, man, let's use what we got. Again, I'm not picking on you, Valencia. I'm just saying overall that we think we're not adequate. We think we need this one magic tool will make us better. Put it out there with what you got. Got it? Cool. Any other questions so far? I want to share something with you guys really quickly. Because we've been doing updates. So I have an update. And so on Monday, we sent out that terrible email. Y'all remember that? 14% open rate, not even 1% of the people clicked it. Right? On Tuesday, we sent another email. A lot of people opened it. Right? We increased our open rate. Our click-through rate wasn't that good. So what do you think we focused on day 3? Try to get this up. Yesterday, we fixed that. Look at that. 1 out of every 5 people that clicked on this email to open it clicked over to see what we were talking about on the Pro Speaker Summit. And we ended up with over 100 and some registrations for the summit in the first, just from this email alone, right? So you just get better. I told y'all this was the worst you was ever gonna see me at. And then I said, hey, tomorrow gonna be better. And it was. And then look at that. I was like, well, I don't know if the third day could be better than that. Well, guess what? In every category, it was better. Just stick with it. Stick with the daggone plan. And guess what? We sent in another one this morning, and it may be worse, but it ain't gonna be worse than this. right? So just get better. All right. Any other questions? Jadika, I see your hands up.
Ron, before I ask my question, maybe Joe has a question based on what you were talking about, because I have another question related
Okay.
to, so I'll just defer to Joe.
Joe, did you have something about what we were just talking about?
Yeah, so as far as these lead magnets that you're talking about for each podcast, because I've been on quite a few podcasts and I never thought about doing a different lead magnet for each one. That's kind of genius. Or having this folder or page that leads them to it. So you're saying for each pod. So my question is, because there's a lot of podcasts I've been on, and I don't know where the conversation is going to go because I don't know the questions that are going to be asked. Some of them don't prepare you with the questions, so you're kind of going with the flow. And I mean, my story always stays the same, right? But there's different topics that I'm talking about. So would you suggest, how would you suggest handling that? Would the best way be go to ChatGPT and make a bunch of different lead magnets for what topics that I speak on, or how you suggest doing that?
You could do that, but what I just did with Salvatore. After the podcast has been recorded.
Oh, that's what I missed. Okay.
After the podcast has been recorded, it don't have to be published yet, but after it's been recorded, you know what you talked about and what was a hit. So then you go develop it then, and then you give that to the host for the show notes and the download when they put it out.
Yeah. Now it's even more genius, bro. I love it. Love it.
Yeah.
All right. I didn't hear that part.
So here's the one thing that we forget about. 2 years ago, this wasn't possible without a lot of work, because there was no ChatGPT to go and analyze the speech and give us ideas. But now we got ChatGPT. It's just 5 more minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see what I mean? Even if Salvatore didn't make any edits to what I showed him, that's still a passing grade of a lead magnet that he had.
So the question I have, though, is at what point, number one, so what am I saying? DM me, like in the middle of the podcast, how am I offering that lead magnet?
Oh, yeah, got you. Yeah.
And
so
then,
I'll show you. Here's the great thing. This is what we do. This is great question. I know exactly where you're going, right? So inside of Speaker Hub Pro, this is why Pro is so important. Inside of Speaker Hub Pro, we give you the professional tools. The rookies, they don't use Pro. But over here, we have a thing called leads, and we give you a tab that's called Speaker QR, and you can create a QR code. Why? Why is this important? Because when someone leaves a review on the podcast, that's a review of the podcast. That doesn't follow Joe Rivera, Valencia Danzler. It doesn't follow you guys around. But when they leave a review here, this goes on your speaker page. This follows you around everywhere you go. This is a review of Joe, not a review of Ron Story's podcast with Joe on it today, right? So I want my reviews. I don't give a daggone about them reviews for that podcast. I need them to tell me how good or bad I was. So in order to get that lead magnet, I asked them, hey, give me a rating. Here's the link in the bio. When they ask, well, where's the link? Oh, here's the link to the download. They come over. How was, this is Dr. Somebody. How was their presentation? And you put in your name, put in your star rating, and on the back side, we give you the download. But if you don't pay us with your name and a review, then why you want my stuff? I'm not asking you for money. I'm asking you to pay me with an opinion.
Okay. So I get that, the lead magnet part. My question is, when I'm on the podcast, in the middle of the podcast, what am I telling the audience I'm giving away if I don't know what it is I'm giving away?
Yep. Yeah. So at the end of the podcast, they say, well, so Joe, how do people find out or find more about you? Hey, guys, we had a great conversation today. I put together some cool worksheets about all the topics we covered today, about how to generate a lead magnet, how to use ChatGPT, how to generate more leads using LinkedIn. If you click the link in the bio, I'll be sure that Angela, who's the host of the show, puts the link in the bio where you can get access to that. That's my close.
Awesome. All right. Now I got it. So you're kind of summarizing what you spoke about and saying that's what you put together and they got to scan the QR code to get it.
There it is. And it's not even a QR code. They get a link. That was the link.
Right. Okay.
Right. Because some people, they won't have a QR, you know, they're listening, so they can't see the QR code.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
the
yeah.
link is in the bio. You just give them the link to that survey page.
Love that. Love that.
Right?
Okay. That's awesome. Yep.
Yeah, no, this look, we're about trying to get people paid, man. No more broke speakers, no more broke speakers. Right? We gotta get people making some money, man. All right, Janika.
Ron, excuse me, Ron, my question is related to us putting together our downloadable program, you know, for the site, the upcoming site. Now, my question is where I'm trying to get clarity and understand that promo that's going to be on your site about the programs that we are marketing. Is that to be an introduction? Will we need to have a call to action in that promotion in
It's
order
up
for
to
them
you.
to sign up? Okay, we have
No. So it's going to be on your speaker page. So let me show
right.
you. Let me just demo it for you, right? So right. Right. So this is my speaker page here. You see this? And it's going to have my whole bio and all of that stuff. And then there's my programs there. Is that making sense, Janika? Right. So if someone wants to they want to buy something, there it is. Right. If they want to buy a course, there it is. They can take the free course. They can enroll in the free one.
Okay.
You see what I mean?
Okay.
So here's the pro tip. If you put some on your speaker page and you want to give it away for free, make it a product that they have to register for. Why? Because they need to pay you with their name and email address to get access to it. Does that make sense? Valencia, we can't hear you. What'd you say?
I was going to say, repeat that again. I just want to make sure I get that.
You want to make it a free product, not an open product. You want to put a login thing on front of it so you can capture the lead.
Right, a name, a phone,
Make them register, make it a course or a product. Hey, get my checklist. Cool, I want the checklist. Boom, log in to get the checklist.
Can I tell you one thing that I just did, but I got it from you and I'm running it by you too at the same time. So you know how we were doing
if you got it from me, I approve. But go ahead.
Wait. So you know how we were doing the surveys, right? Well, I did a type form and I connected that, which was a little survey. It takes about a minute and a half because I'm getting information. And then I take them to my landing page or my offer, whatever it is. So is that cool?
Yeah, I mean, there's 1,000 ways. Let me give you a great example. There's church shoes, as we call them in the hood. There's high heels. There's sneakers. There's flip-flops. There's Crocs. There's karate shoes. There's jelly beans my little sisters used to wear, the little plastic jelly bean shoes. Which one is the best one?
It's whatever they prefer.
Yeah, depends on the outfit, depends on what you're about to do, depends on. So we be trying to find the magic bullet. There is no magic bullet. You just got to shoot.
Do something. Yeah.
Do enough activity to where it would be unreasonable that you could fail. If you pitched 5,000 speaking gigs, is it logical that 5,000 speaking gigs will tell you no in a year?
No. I'm going to get some.
But do you see what I mean? But people don't pitch 5,000 speaking gigs. They'll pitch 100 and say, well, I didn't get anything. Yeah, do enough activity to where it's unreasonable for you to fail.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense? It's like it forces you to get better. We just don't do enough activity. a guy I was talking to, he said, man, I sent out 100 cold emails and, you know, I don't think the email is working. I don't think I'm getting the responses. I said, hey, man, call me back when you sent 1,000. He was like, 1,000? So yeah, then I can tell you what's really working. But at 100, you ain't putting in enough work. You trying to be perfect. You got to go out here and be terrible. Anybody ever scarred their knee on a bike? Yeah, that's what happens. Got to ride that bike and get some scars. Laura, good to see you. Good to see you back, right? You got to ride that bike and get some scars. It's the same thing with this. There is no perfect lead magnet. You will come up with a better idea. I don't have the best ideas. I just have ideas that I believe in, which is all of them. Look, I'm gonna tell you one of my favorite quotes is by Janika, go ahead. What real quick. I'm gonna tell you one of my favorite quotes by a guy named Dan Pena. He said, I may be wrong, but I'm never in doubt. That changed my life. Move forward, because you can always go fix it. And guess what? Ain't nobody gonna care. Valencia, in 100 years, nobody will remember any of us. If you don't believe me, tell me your great-great-great-grandmama name. Exactly. And she was alive less than 100 years ago. Right? Janika, you're about to say something?
I guess, Ron, I'm trying to get unstuck. Like, you know, when you're putting your course together, say like, you know, if you're doing a teachable, you know, where you have this. Now, what we are doing, is that the same format that we are using to send to you?
Yeah, so basically you're not sending it to us for approval. You're going to be
No,
putting
I'm
it
not
inside.
talking about approval. I'm talking about to appear on the page. Is that what we're doing, using that same format like you would if you were setting up a teachable class?
Yeah. So let me show you. So Maria is a genius. I'm going to show you our new landing page that Maria has put together. I got 19,000 freaking emails. There's a reminder about the. Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm like, what the heck is this? One sec. I'm going to show you all our new landing page, right? And this will be live probably in the next 24 hours. But Maria has redesigned everything that we're building, right? But one of the keys to the redesign, and this is just the first one, but the next one, so this is the new landing page that you'll see in a second, right? But there's going to be a section on this page that says, check out our course library. Right now, we just got to introduce the new course product, right? But there will be a section like these here. These going away. And these are just going to be people's courses on the homepage. Take this leadership course from such and such. Get this from Darren. Get this from Say Ron. So would you rather me just have you come up here talking, or would you rather me endorse your product? Because if I got your product on the page, you're already saying you're a customer of ours. So we don't need your testimonial anymore. We're going to put your product up here. Do you see the difference? That is a game changer. Because now our 350,000 people, unique people that visit our page every month, they get to see your stuff. So we'll have different products that we believe in that we will promote on the page, primarily our lifetime people. And there will be a link at the top called the Speaker Library. We already own the .com. Don't go and try to buy it. I already bought it, right? So Speaker Library will be our course library with all of your courses and all of your stuff. It's a game changer, guys. Is this making sense? So this is going to be bananas. I mean, Maria, come on, man. Maria is amazing. Look at this new product. The new product is a killer. And she like, look, we got to show this off. Right? So the key is yes, you can do it. that's how I do things. Yes, the answer is yes. Can I do this? Yes. Can I? Yes. Yes. Right? That's the goal. Does that make sense, Janika? So we want to keep it simple. We don't want you making all of these. Did she disappear? Where'd she go? All right. Oh, no, she's still here. What we don't want is you making all of these different things. We want it to be a great course that we feel good about putting in front of people. Does that make sense? And it don't have to be 5 hours.
So the bottom line is just give you a course. Give you a course.
Give me your best. Give us your best, your brightest, like that call to action, bringing them to the United States. That's what we want. Just give us something that you're proud of. Your name is going on it.
Okay. So that's what I just needed clarity, so that when I send to you, I'll be sending you the whole course with all the modules.
Yeah, it'll be uploaded. You'll be uploading it. You won't send it to us. You'll upload it into the system. So what's the name has it ready today? We went over it this morning. We've already tested it. Ange has been in there trying to break it. She couldn't break it, which means it's 30. If Ange can't break it, it works. She
Okay.
tried to break it, but if Ange can't break it, it works, right? So you'll be getting your login to be able to upload that today.
Okay.
Not tomorrow, today.
Okay. I got
Alright.
you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yep. Valencia, what up?
What about what about a challenge? And it's got module format and all that kind of stuff. Can that
Whatever
be in?
product, we allow you to upload digital products. So if you want to call it a challenge, if you want to do a book, if you want to do a weekly live session, if you want to do whatever you want, it's your product. All we're saying is that you can make the product. Does that make sense? Can you go in there and format it however you want? High five to you.
Okay, cool.
Joe Rivera, what up?
So before I ask the question I want to ask, I want to touch on the product thing. So I have a course that I'm in the process of launching. I'm going through Circle to launch it and go high level. So I could just upload that course onto my Speaker Hub page.
Yep. Let me show you. I'm gonna show you exactly what you can do, right? So let me just come over here. So for those who have Lifetime, they will have access to it right away. Everyone else will have to wait to July 1st. But here's what you'll be able to do, Joe. What's the name of your course?
It's called The Undenied Crown.
Okay. So you on LinkedIn?
Yes.
Right. Perfect. Right. So watch this. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to create a course. Right. And let's see. Give it a second. Boom. So what'd you call it? Undenied Crown?
The Undenied Crown, yeah.
The Undenied Crown. Right. Okay. Right. Now, what would I normally have to do? In Go High Level and in Teachable, what do you have to do right here? You put it in the description, right?
Yeah.
And then over here in Curriculum, what you're going to do? You're going to make out all your chapters and all of that stuff. Add your topics, correct?
Okay. Okay.
Right. But you're at Speaker Hub. You're not over there. So I'm going to show you what we do. Right. Create my course called the Undenied Crown based on my bio. Now, all I have is your bio. I don't have the description, but you can take your course description, put it in here, give it about 45 seconds, reclaim the throne, transformative leadership for CEOs and business owners, right?
Right.
So now give it 15 more seconds. It's going to go ahead and outline a course. Right. So that's what you're going to see. Give it a few more seconds here. There's the outline. Right. Not only is that, but here's the whole thing. So now we're going to give you all the lessons. So there's your lessons. Make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Right? So now, normally with ChatGPT or whatever, you have to copy and paste this over into Go High Level, paste it over into Teachable, so forth and so on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're at Speaker Hub, so you don't have to do none of that. We click append the course, and our AI just goes ahead and builds this out for you. So give it 5 seconds, and you'll see it's going to start building the course in the background. So there's the description. It's already in there.
Right.
Here's the curriculum. Give it a couple seconds. It's going to go ahead, and there it is. Now, all you got to do is record your videos. So you come over here, and you take the description that's going to be given to you and you say, give me my intro script. Boom. And in 15 seconds, there it is. Welcome to this lesson on transformative leadership, a pivotal concept in modern management organizational development. In this session, we'll dive into the foundational principles that set transformative leadership apart from traditional leadership models. So now you got your video, you just record it, right?
And then upload the video. I see that.
That's it. But we gave you the script. You can make it as long or as short as you want. All you do, now you got that, you say, well, how much I'm gonna charge for it? Well, I'm gonna do it as a challenge, like Valencia said. I'm gonna do it as a challenge where they gotta pay. Normally they would, let's say they're gonna pay $97 to participate in it. And if they decide to stay on it after that $97, it's $49 a month going forward.
All right. Awesome. I love that. All right. So
Right? So now I got my challenge. Hold on one second. Now I got my challenge set up. Well, they bought the lessons, but then guess what they need? Because if they're gonna stay on monthly, or are we gonna do weekly coaching link? Right? So what you think I'm gonna put in here? I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna go into my Zoom. I'm gonna copy my invite link, and that topic is gonna be called boom, Zoom link. Now I got my monthly challenge with the course that they bought to go along with it. Like, dude, products. We're in the product business. Quit limiting yourself to speaking. Quit limiting yourself to just a book. Quit limiting yourself to just a course. Right? Nike sells shoes, socks, sweatpants, drawers, anything, you know?
yeah.
We always joked and said, if you wanted to end teenage pregnancy in the hood, make Jordan condoms. All the kids would buy them.
That's good. That's
Look at
good.
Camille.
So Ron, I had a question regarding the Speaker Hub profile and all that. So how do I set up my I set up my page, I set up my the marketing, the branding part, and I'm trying to find out how do I add like the speaker topics on what I speak on, because I didn't see an area for that when I set up the page and the brand part.
So inside of Speaker Hub Pro, in the branding kit, right here where it says my brand, your
Yeah.
topics is right here.
Okay, so what about like damn, there was something. No, I'm not talking about the topics. That I'm talking about what it is that damn man, I asked to and I don't remember. I didn't write it down. Damn it. Like to give little summaries about what the top on the topics that I speak on.
But who do you want to give it to?
To put it on the page, there's no way to put it there. You just leave. This is everything that it's supposed to look like.
This is outbound. This is our outbound system. This isn't where people find you. This is where you're doing outbound, sending emails.
So where's the inbound at?
The inbound is on the speaker page. If you go to Speaker Hub, yeah. So inside of your thing, you got to go and you notice we have the speaker page, which is the directory with all of our speakers in it. We have our 64,000, about to be 65,000 by tomorrow speakers that are here in the Speaker Hub. They have a page. This is the page that we're updating to allow you to sell courses, so forth and so on.
So yeah, how do I get that? I couldn't access that for some reason. I was able to do my Speaker Pro, but I can't access that.
Yep. So basically, I'll show you how to do it. If you just go on the Speaker Hub,
Yeah.
and then go ahead and click join now.
Right.
And when you fill out this thing, we give you the profile. Did you fill this out?
Oh, yeah, I'm pretty sure I did because I did the Speaker Pro. The Speaker Pro is something different. Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's two different systems. Yep.
Okay.
For now, they're two separate ones.
Okay, so I got to go back and do the other one then.
Yeah,
Okay.
just go through
On
here
the
and then
free
you'll see
profile.
it'll say step 1, create your profile.
Okay, I'll go
Got
through
it?
that. Yep, appreciate it.
Yep.
So is that a free, like, I don't pay again to get into that piece of it? 'Cause
Yeah,
that's where
so
I'm
for a
getting really
profile, the
confused.
profile is free. One moment. Let me see. Yeah, the profile is free to everybody. We've always made the profiles free. But a person can upgrade that profile to whatever they want, to whatever level they're at. And I'm not just answering your question, Laura. There's going to be other questions people asking on the outside of here that's on YouTube. So I got to answer it in general. Does that make sense?
Well, and I guess I have several questions, and I know I'm kind of behind
Oh
on
no,
some
go
of the
ahead.
stuff and just getting started. But with the course, is so you do the one video and then you say, okay, join my weekly link. So now I've got one video that I'm selling them, and then the rest of it I'm still selling them, but it's a live interactive.
Yep.
It's not
So
a video that they're just watching on their own.
it could be both. So Laura,
Okay.
you have a lifetime account with this. So you don't pay us ever again for anything that we have.
I
So
do, but it's not showing up right in my account. Like, it's not showing that I have a lifetime account.
yeah,
I have
but you have
access to
one. Trust me. We'll upgrade that on Speaker Up Pro, but we'll get that. But you have one, right?
Okay.
So you have a lifetime account with us, which means you get access to all of our stuff, just like Jasmine, Jadika, and everyone else that's on the call that has lifetime with us. Bonnie, right? So with that, what it allows you to do is you get all of our updates, everything. So this new speaker store thing that we're doing on the profile, you can put your courses in there and sell them right through your speaker page.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
So everybody who has a lifetime account, as I mentioned earlier, finally we are letting people in today. Mark my words, you will get an email today if you have lifetime with Speaker Hub, allowing you to log into the new Speaker Hub speaker page profile. It won't go live until July the 1st when we move everybody's stuff over, because we got to turn off the other one to turn this one on. But you can start putting your stuff in and building out and learning how it works and making it look how you want it to look. But it ain't gonna go live to July 1st. If you feel like you're gonna be out of business, if we don't turn it on before July 1st, you got bigger problems. You're gonna still be in business in 3 weeks. So just work with us. You've made it this far and you didn't go out of business. So you won't go out of business before July 1st when we make it live. But we're gonna get you in so you can start putting your stuff where you need to put it. Does that make sense? So, yeah, that's what it's going to be. So, any other questions? Was this helpful? It's a great time to be a part of Speaker Hub, guys. It is a great time to be a part of Speaker Hub. We made some promises to you that we have kept up to this point. And we're going to make some more promises to you at the Pro Speaker Summit on next Friday. We got a lot of cool stuff we're doing, a lot of new ideas, a lot of new products that we haven't shown the public that will be released during the Pro Speaker Summit, a lot of new features. It's going to be really cool. Any questions as we wrap up our hour for today?
Where can we find the link for the summit?
The link for the summit, it is acá. Un momento. Ooh, I don't want that on there. We got to, can you have that wiped, Ange? At minute, whatever we are, have Raymar to remove the screen share at this point. I think it's right at 1 hour, 57 minutes. I didn't want that Stripe transaction on the screen. I didn't realize that was on the screen. Pro Speaker Summit, product.hey summit.
Thank you.
Yeah. Does that make sense? But yeah, I don't know what minute we are in the recording, but be sure that Raymar does not put this video out with that error right there at the end. Got it? Let me just, hold on 1 second here. I'm going to do something. 1 moment. Let me stop the share. Let me Can you're still recording, Ange?
Mhm.
Can you stop the
Yes.
recording and start it again? That way she can easily just go back 2 minutes and find the part I want to take out. Like if you stop and start it again, it'll set it as 2 recordings inside.